if you look above me here, these clouds only mean one thing. Fall is just around the corner, and that means it is time for me to get my coop fall and winter ready. Right now, my flock is in some tractors over there, and during the winter time, we move them into our lean-to back here. So some of the things that I'm going to do this time of year is I'm going to first predator-proof everything. Now, we've had predator proofing installed for the last couple years, but I'm going to make sure that nothing has broken down over the years. I'm going to make sure that everything is nice and good and solid. A couple years ago, we learned the hard way. We have this wonderful pond here. It's beautiful, but it can bring in minks, and minks can get into holes that small. So ever since then, we've been really, really careful when it comes to our fall and our winter coop that it is super predator proof. Another thing that we're going to take a look at is we're going to take a look at the ventilation in our area or in our coop, and we're going to make sure that they're going to have good ventilation, but it's also going to be draft free. So we're going to make sure that it's nice and warm, but they're also getting the ventilation they need. If you don't have the proper ventilation, you're going to get that buildup of ammonia, especially during the wintertime, and that's not good. Another thing that we're going to do is we're going to give our coop a big clean. We're going to clean the tractors, we're going to clean our area where the tractors are going to go, and we're going to get everything ready for the deep litter method. If you haven't tried the deep litter method in the wintertime, I highly suggest it. It is so great. It's easy to maintain. You have lots of awesome compost in the springtime, and I found that my birds are super healthy when we use that method. So if you want to learn more about the deep litter method, I've left a link in the description below more about that. So we've talked about our predator proofing, we've talked about our ventilation. Another thing that we're going to do, and we highly suggest, is do any coop maintenance. So if there's any rebuilding that needs to be done, if you need to do any painting, it really depends on where your coop is. Ours is covered. If yours is outside, give it a nice coat of paint. Make sure everything is nailed in good or screwed in really good. And think about the type of winter you have. Do you have lots of really big snowfalls? Then you want to make sure that your coop's going to be able to handle that if you don't get outside right away to maybe shovel off the coop or things like that. So make sure you do any repairs that you need to do on your coop. The last thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to take a look at my feeders and my waterers, and I'm going to give them a really good cleaning. I'm going to scrub them down. Even though we cleaned them in the spring, I'm going to do it again. And I'm also going to plug in my heated waterer. Although I can't really, it's not cold enough really for me to 100% test it. I can at least plug it in, make sure the light comes on, make sure it looks good, and it's ready to go. If my heated waterer is more than a couple years old, then I may want to go ahead and grab another one just so I am super prepared. One other thing that I'm going to do is I'm also going to check my feed storage. So we store our feed in the barn here, and we have them in containers, and I'm going to make sure that those containers look good, that there wasn't any critters or anything like that that got in and tried to chew on our feed containers. I'm going to make sure that they're easy for me to get to. I'm also going to make sure my first aid kit is easy for me to get to. I'm just going to set everything up before there is a chance for a lot of snow. Hopefully I've given you some tips or inspiration when it comes to getting your coop fall and winter ready. If you have any questions, be sure to let us know in the comments below. Well, I better get back to working on my coop. Thank you so much for watching.